It's your boy Green Rhino. Don't go nowhere. We are back again, just trying to get this going quickly. Um, Today's topic will be why you will lose drivers in 2022, or why you're just gonna lose your drivers generally if you're watching this in 2040. You know, there are reasons why you're gonna lose drivers. Why are those reasons, Elvis? The boy is getting in his frame. Don't say anything, don't say no more, let's go. So, why are you gonna lose drivers? Why is your small fleet, because this time we are focused on small fleet owners. Why are you having low retention for your drivers? Because a lot of you, I see, a lot of you are very confident. I have 5 trucks. Who cares? I have 10 trucks. Who cares? You're entitled. You want people to work for you like slaves because you're offering them an opportunity. It's good that you're creating jobs and opportunity for people to feed their families, or you also wanna. But that's by the way. Let's get into the video at hand. Here are why you will lose drivers this year. Let's go. Welcome back to the video. These are points, these are things these are reasons why you will lose drivers this year. Pay attention to help you keep high retention of drivers, to avoid low retention for your fleets this year or your trucks this year. Thank you very much. Let's get into this video. The first point would be the bad equipment. Wow, that's a no-brainer, right? That's a no-brainer. Nobody or no driver or no equipment operator wants to be in an equipment that they have to maintain and fix up all the time, or equipment that's not properly maintained. That's the first thing you got to keep in mind. So if you have older trucks, make sure they are painted properly. Make sure you have all the correct appliances in them, up to date appliances to make them, because some drivers actually prefer older manual trucks. So the older old school trucker guys, you guys know what I'm talking about, they prefer such guys. So make sure you have such things going for you. Number 2, bad communication. Whoa, I know some of you still know this one. You're employing the guy, you tell him, oh, we make $3,000 every week. You make $20,000, $8,000 every week. But you end up giving him $500 that week. Or you start giving him $20,000, you end up giving him $200. He will leave your truck by the side of the road. Trust me on that. So you gotta have good communication. Or you say he's gonna go home today and you do not make him go home. Oh my God. Don't worry, that's a no-brainer for drivers. The agreed time you have with them, make sure you get them home. So that will segue into the third point, no home time. These people have families, man. These drivers have families. They're trying to feed their families. Imagine they're going to see their children come in time. Their wives will be lonely, and you don't want them to start thinking. But just make sure you look out for your drivers, because you want to treat them the way they'll treat you. Although the drivers don't always do that most of the time, but human beings as a whole can be self-centered. But being the fact that you're responsible for their lives, their equipment on the road, you want to also, and their payments, you want to also make sure they are happy. How would you do that? Making sure they get good home time. Just the loss you would take is better. The money you will lose in the time when the driver is home is what the rest and the mental health is going to get for being on the road for an unreasonable length of time. I always advise your drivers to stay on the road for 2 weeks, but sometimes you can push it to 3 weeks max to let them go home if they insist. The fourth point would be bad pay or compensation. We all know this. We go to CDL school for those guys that want to drive it themselves, or to some of us that can just afford to buy the trucks, or we don't understand what it takes to drive an equipment like that. We kind of just think because we own the truck, we demand that we should get paid the highest. That might not always be the case. So make sure you pay your drivers properly and on time. Sometimes take the loss just to make sure they're happy, because that will make, in the long run, that will keep your truck on the road for longer, and that will make you more money on the long run. So you need to think with a long approach, not a myopic mindset or a short-sighted mindset. You know, a short-sighted view. You got to have a very, very wide and long-term view if you want to own a business on investment. You know, a lot of people just want to invest their money or run businesses and make instant profits, but that's not how, you know, it works. So these things take time. New businesses take about 2 years before you start really making anything. So just think about it. You know, think about how you want to go about these things. So that will lead into, from the bad pay, entitlement, as we talked about. You know, you think because you own a truck, you know, so a lot of times you do not want to operate this equipment yourself, and you know the person operating this 80,000 pounds, 100,000 pounds missile on the road, you think you could talk to them anyhow. You know, I mean, like, because they kind of have you by the neck, because if you treat them anyhow, they treat your equipment anyhow, and you lose money. You're going to pay for maintenance, you're going to pay for all those things. So you want to make sure you kind of kill your pride and kind of be polite and nice to the drivers and be a good person. That's all I'm saying, because you can't be like, hey man, I bought this truck for 200, so you gotta kiss the ring. Kiss the ring. No, that's not how it works. Be humble, man. You know, be nice. I'm not saying let them walk over you. You know, learn to put your feet on the ground when it's necessary, and learn to protect your assets. But for the most part, try to take a backseat role when it doesn't have to do your payment, because a lot of times they're the ones in charge, and they will take your equipment home, be with it all through. So if you treat them poorly, they will, or you have entitlement and you think you're king, they will ruin your equipment. You know, the last point would be flexibility. You know, being an understanding owner or boss or employer, whatever you are, being an opportunist, whatever it is, being flexible. Sometimes, you know, because a lot of times, you know, my drivers might call me and be like, hey, I'm really tired, I just can't. He always comes through. Let him have it. Sometimes it might be something like, hey man, I got a babe, my girlfriend, you know, she's lonely, I gotta spend an extra night with her. Hey, I understand, but you know, make sure you don't make it a habit, but once in a blue moon, let that slide. Don't be like, God damn it. You know, a lot of times things like that happen. I've lost some money, but it's a good guy. He was there for me when I needed him sometimes. He did some things for me that other guys wouldn't do. So I understand how that works. So make sure you are doing what you need to do. Guys,